Good morning, lovelies. I am the vine. Let's talk about it. Jesus, coffee, puck day 4. So, I am the vine. Probably the most pivotal message. Probably the most famous part and most famous verse actually comes from John 15:5, but it actually starts in John 15:1. Sorry for the memory blip this morning. Good morning, Felipe. Brother Dave's having memory issues this morning. Not fully awake. All right, so I'm going to go through John 15:1 and get down to 15:5. I put 15:5 in there, but it really starts in 15:1, and we'll break it down. So I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. There's a lot in that one verse, so we'll step into that in a minute. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear fruit. It may bear more fruit, sorry. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. We're going to unpack that. That's big part. It's a big verse. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. So, wow, what's he saying there? Keeps talking about abiding. Well, when you abide, you live in. You are following, obeying command. You are following and obeying his commands. Good morning, Brenda. So he is the true vine. Now, when we say vine and branches, what are we talking about? Well, if you look out at one of your trees, and I've gone over this before, not to be redundant, but this is one of the great I ams statements. So when you look out at one of your trees, and maybe it's an older tree and it kind of got windy and one of the branches fell off. Well, that branch is no longer with that vine. Can you take that branch and just go plant it in the ground and you got another tree? No. Can't do that. Once that branch is no longer connected to that tree, that vine, it no longer lives. It's dead. You see what he's saying there? So the tree is the vine. Once that branch is no longer part of that tree or that vine, it's dead. That's you and I when we're not walking with Christ. We're dead. He is the true vine, and the Father is the vine dresser, which means that he goes out and takes care of the tree. He takes care of the vine and all of the branches on the tree. So he prunes. And what do you do to a rose bush, or what do you do to trees? You cut them back, right? So that they grow more, right? That's what pruning is. Pruning is tests and trials. God's giving us tests and trials and allowing us to experience tests and trials so that in those tests and trials, just like Job, we depend on God. What did Job do? Job lost his entire family except his wife, lost all his kids, all his cattle, everything. His riches, his family, all except his wife, gone. And what did he say? Naked naked in this world, naked I came into this world, naked I'll leave this world. Blessed be his name of the Lord. His wife is like, after the enemy hit him with boils all over his body, and he was just writhing and in agony, what does his wife say? Curse God and die. What's Job's response to that? The Lord gives and the Lord takes. Blessed be his name of the Lord. He never cursed God, never cussed him out. Blessed him in the valley. Blessed him when it was good. Blessed him when it got bad. We depend on God when we go through tests and trials or when we get pruned, knowing that we'll bear more fruit. You see that? Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Job's such a good book. Job's such a vital character. I can't wait to get to the kingdom and talk to him. Be like, dude. And what was God's response to Job's faithfulness? Job got everything that was taken back and multiplied. It was multiplied fourfold. Got everything back times. So that's what God does. That's the faithfulness of God. You endured. You went through suffering. You went through trials. You went through hardship, and you endured your faithfulness. You depended on God. You didn't depend on yourself. Self-reliance is never what God wants. He wants dependence. He wants you to, those are what I call the cuddle moments with God. That's where he really wants you leaning in and cuddling with him. That's when God wants us. He wants a little cuddle time with you. He doesn't want you turning and running away from him. He wants you pulling closer to him. Right? You see that? He gives you those for some cuddle time. It's a beautiful thing. That's a blessing. It's a gift that he gives you. So he is the vine, we are the branches. If a branch separates from a tree, it's dead. Don't walk around separated from him. Be the branch that stays connected to him and be a fruitful branch. Allow him to put you through the persecutions and put you through the ringers. Because when he does, he's doing it out of love. Parents discipline children. Do they discipline children because we hate them? No, we discipline children because we love them and we need them to grow. We discipline them when they do something that we're not pleased with to show them, shouldn't do that again. Don't do that again. That's bad. That's not going to... We do that so that they grow and they learn and they no longer do that again. We're not doing it because we hate our kids. We're doing it because we love them. Same way he disciplines us when we make mistakes so that we grow and we learn and we don't make those mistakes again. That process is called sanctification. It's a beautiful thing. Abide in him. And when we abide in him, we're drawing near to him here, following what he tells us in here. You really want to know what he thinks and what he wants? Read through the book of John. Read through Matthew 5 through 7, which is the Sermon on the Mount. And then go read through James, and you'll see a lot of correlations between, because James was Jesus' brother. Yeah, tough gig, huh? Imagine that one. Whoo, no thanks. This James is glad he's not Jesus' brother. I'll tell you that right now. You'll see a lot of the things that Jesus talked about in the Sermon on the Mount, James talks about in James 1 through 5. Yeah, great book. So I love you guys. He loves you like crazy and doesn't want to be separated from you. Doesn't want to be separated from you. Tomorrow we'll talk about probably one of my favorite I ams, which is why I want to save it for Friday. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Puck wrap today. So we'll be back tomorrow with whatever Dad wants to talk about. Love you guys.